Hey guys, welcome back to the Fishing Teacher, and appreciate you guys swinging by the channel for today's episode. And guys, this time of year in May and June, it's probably one of my favorite times of year to fish a walking topwater bait. And in today's video, guys, we're going to cover everything you need to know about walking topwaters, types I use, how to work them, colors, the type of gear, type of areas. Definitely think it's going to add up to some quality fish for you guys. And also, guys, I'll put my favorite walking topwater link in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video. This is the Megabass diamanté walking topwater. Look at the attention to detail on that thing, guys. Walks just like a Zara spook side to side through the water. Again, Tackle Warehouse link in the description. And I also use a couple different ones. I like a super spook. These are the two main ones I use. The super spook works a little bit better if you have choppy conditions because it floats higher. So if you've got like a chop, like a 3 or 4 inch chop on the water, I go with the super spook. But if it's a little bit calmer, I like the diamanté. It's a little bit more subtle. So I'll put both of these in my Tackle Warehouse link, including the spook link. And also, guys, real quick, two things I wanted to share with you. Solar Bat has still got their spring sale. If I have my glasses here, yeah, the spring sale on my Signature Series RB2s and 3s, 40% off through the end of May, including prescription lenses. And just use the promo code RandyB for free shipping and handling. And finally, guys, if you have not tried it, guys, give this Baitpop a try. Guys, I've been using this fish scent all year long. Amino acids, real fish in it. It comes in a bunch of different colors and flavors. Stays on your bait forever. Absolutely love it. I'll put that link in the description too. So thanks for putting up with the plugs there. Okay, the old Zara spook, guys. This bait's been catching fish for 70 years. It's been around forever. In some shape or fashion, and pretty basic thing. It's just like a cigar type plug, and it works side to side through the water like that when you twitch it with your wrist. It's like based upon how fast you twitch your wrist like that, you can do it real fast through the water, or you can go slow, let it set, slow, let it set. There's a lot of different ways you can work it. I'll talk a little bit about that here in the video later, but whatever it is, guys, the action of a Zara spook resembles a wounded bait fish on top, and they bite it just as good now. I mean, it's one of those baits that have stood the test of time forever. So let's talk a little bit about the situations that it works in, why I like to fish at this time of year. Now, traditionally, May and June are two of your best topwater months. The fish are coming off the beds, they're aggressive, they chase baits a little bit more, they're hungry. Water's warming, and if the conditions are right, they will come to the surface and annihilate a bait. That's why topwater fishing is really good this time of year. There's a lot of different styles of topwaters. You got your walking baits, you got buzzers, you got prop baits, you got poppers. All of them have their place, but a walking topwater for me, let me describe the window for this. It works good in both shallow and deeper water, and it works good, guys, in a little bit off-colored water or clear water. I have caught good fish on a walking topwater in 1.5 foot of visibility down at Grand Lake, thrown it around shallow cover, like lay down trees and bushes in the water. And I've also caught them in the gin clear waters of like Bull Shoals, where you got 15, 20 foot of clarity and everything in between. It is a really good bait in a lot of different situations, and you can catch them shallow and deep on it both. But the main time that I do fish this, like I said, is this time of year, May and June. So the window is pretty wide on this. Other topwater lures, like for example, like a buzzbait or a popper, something like that, maybe low light conditions, it's more situational, but a walking topwater will work in a lot of different situations with that. Ideally, here's the perfect scenario for me. When I'm fishing a walking topwater, I want either calm or just barely little ripple on the water. I want a low light condition, either early in the morning, late in the evening, or cloudy, rainy type day. And I like to have a little bit cleaner water. I like to have my water visibility, say 3 to 6 foot. That's perfect situation, in my opinion, for them to bite a walking topwater. Okay, now talk a little bit about colors. Colors on a walking topwater are not that big of a deal, in my opinion. It's like, I have seen very few situations where color makes everything, because when you're fishing a topwater bait, it's up on the surface and it's moving like that. So they simply can't get a good look at it. It's not like a jerk bait or something where the fish can get a really good look at all sides of the jerk bait. Basically, they're just seeing this thing sloshing around up there. So therefore, the colors, they can matter, but they're not like as critical. There's a couple different primary colors that I like. I like a black walking topwater is really good. I like some type of a bone colored like this. And then I like some type of a translucent one. Now, the bone type of a topwater like this is really good if the water has a little bit more color, like water visibility of under 2.5 foot. Works really good on rainy days or low light days. Really good in low light, a little bit more off-colored water situations. The black works really good early in the morning. It's like if you have, it doesn't really matter what the sky conditions are, but right off the bat in the morning, like right after daylight, if you've got water visibility in that range we're talking about, and especially if you have some type of a sunny or partly cloudy sky, I don't know what it is about it, but they like a black during those situations. They don't bite black very good up in the day. Black is an early morning color. I can't even catch them up in the daytime on it when it's raining very good, but they do like it right off the bat in the morning. And then finally, on my tougher conditions, like if it's bright out and the water's clear, not much wind, then I go to the more translucent, more subtle shad looking colors like that. But the diamanté, guys, it comes in a bunch of different colors. You can see in that Tackle Warehouse link. Most of the time on a walking topwater, I fish it on 14 to 17 pound test monofilament line. I'll use 14 pound test if I'm making a long cast with it, because the 17 is a little heavy for that. And I'll use the 17 if I'm making shorter casts, like around shoreline targets, like throwing it next to docks or something like that, where I'm not casting a long way. But 14 is for a little bit further conditions with that. Another thing with that is when you're working a walking topwater, one of the things that you have to remember with it is like how you work that walking topwater has a lot to do with your ability to catch fish on it. Now, here's a couple different cadences that I use with it. If I'm fishing like off the end of points with it, clear water situation, I'll throw it out there and I'll reel it across the surface like that, and I'll shake my rod tip so the thing's just going crazy all over the surface like that, and then I'll just kill it and just let it set still till all the ripples dissipate, and then I'll just start working it with just a jerk down, jerk, getting that bait going side to side just like that. In general, what you're gonna have is the clearer the water, the faster you need to work the bait. So if the water visibilities I'm fishing is over 3.5 or 4 feet, I'm usually working that bait, pretty quick like that. But if I'm working it around some type of an object, like a lay down log in the water or a stump or something like that, I work it slower. I'll go boom, boom, boom. So in other words, let's say for example, my fist is a stump right here. I'll work that, go boom, 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 and just maybe let it stop by that stump. I'm not working it real fast like I do out on a point. On a point, I'm working it just like this, covering water. But around objects, you got to slow it down. Really good bait around objects. A lot of people don't use the spook around, those type of areas quite as much. Spook is going, or any type of a walking topwater also, it's going to be really good on all three species. It catches spotted bass, it catches smallmouth, it catches largemouth. All the different type of species love it. And the conditions also are going to be pretty important as far as the specific weather patterns. Here's what you're going to have for the best type of topwater fishing. It's going to be a day where you've got some humidity in the air and you've got some moisture on the way, or maybe you have a frontal system that's not like ready to come through, but it's sort of on the way. Usually 2 or 3 days prior to a front coming in, you've got a pretty good southerly airflow. You got warmer temperatures. The airflow is usually out of the south or the southwest. You usually have a steady or falling barometric pressure, and a lot of times you got some clouds moving in. These are the conditions that make it really optimal for a topwater leading up to that. Now, ultimately, it's like the best type of a topwater day is when you have those fronts that come through that bring in some clouds and rain, but you don't have a big temperature drop and you don't have a wind switch drop. Anytime that you have some type of a front go through and you have a wind direction change where it changes out of the north or northwest, those fish aren't going to want to come up on a topwater so good. So always remember there's a couple of different things. Low light, meaning a little bit more clouds. South wind, southerly type airflow. South to southwest airflow is going to be your premium conditions for something like that. And equipment's pretty important too. One of the things about walking topwater is you can't use a real long rod. So the rod that I use is that Megabass 110 Special, which is sort of a medium fast tip on it. It's a 6'11" rod. Something 6'5" to 6'11" is going to be really good as far as the length. It gives you the casting distance, yet it's not long enough to impede your wrist action when you're trying to manipulate that lure. So I usually definitely always stay, shorter than 7 feet on it. And finally, one of the things that's going to help you is the fish tend to blow a walking topwater out of the water a lot. They hit it with their mouth shut. A lot of people don't know that, but bass do bite a walking topwater with their mouth closed shut. They're not biting it, they're trying to kill it. I can't tell you how many times that I've seen bass jump over a walking topwater and not even hit it with their mouths clamped completely shut. So I think they try to headbutt the thing. That's why you lose a lot of fish, or you have fish blow up on it and you don't get them. One of the things to remember when you do get a bite on a walking topwater is don't set the hook on that. Wait until you see the bait disappear and then pull into the fish. Don't ever set the hook at the time of a blow up, because you're going to jerk it away from those fish. It's hard to do a lot of times. A lot of times it's instinctual, but if you can, try just to wait till you see the bait being gone and then set the hook. So anyway, guys, that's just some fundamental things that have helped me with walking topwater. Super fun bait to fish, catches quality fish, and we are right in the window of the best time of year to fish it. So if you haven't caught a fish on one, now's the time to try it. Like I said, I'll put all that stuff in the link in those links in the description of this video if you guys would like to get set up with all that. And talk to y'all later.